And I know this for a fact. I mean, you talk to people all the time, and I've also been through this phase where we are very proud of this.
Absolutely.
And to me, that's still a kind of juvenile pride.
Yeah. But everybody has
I mean, I think the more finessed in your game and the better you get at your work, you could do it. The more you up your ante, you could cook that same night, that full volume night on sauté, and have far fewer burns than if you want them and like them. I can tell you for a fact that you can.
Band-Aids are all over the place. No.
I mean, these are small games that we play all the time. It's like, okay, you work that station. I can work this station without a single eggshell on the floor. So that's what I want you to do today. Or I can work the station without any crumbs here. Or I can do it with 2 towels for the whole night. Like, these are small things, but after you've mastered a station, you sort of want to up it up. So if you include, I can do this without getting burned.
Do you enjoy the... I know, I was going to say, it's not like that.
It's so obnoxious. I'm just saying this is how stupid line cooks entertain themselves.
It is.
Like,
but
well, what can I do now?
Doing things over and over.
Yeah.
You probably have, without realizing, become a mentor to a lot of these your kitchen staff who've come through your kitchen. Do you embrace this? I mean, you've had mentors throughout your life a little bit. Do you like to turn that around and mentor some of them? Do you see special people that you want to help along?
I don't.
Or not.
I think I'm not a very good teacher until I'm paired up with someone who's very eager. So it's hard for me to sort of instill or inspire in someone a work ethic. So I'm good with someone who has a very strong work ethic and who is eager and ready to do the work. But it's hard for me to say something 3 times like, hi, can you wipe this counter down all the way around? Or can you sharpen your knives? If I've said that 3 times, I'm just sort of annoyed, and so it's not that fun for me.
So you lead by example then to a lot of...
Well, and a lot of repeated.
Yeah. What do you love about your restaurant that we don't know about? Like, what do you like about Prune that's not in the reviews, that we don't hear about? That what makes you just smile like you're doing there right now? You say?
That's so nice of you to ask. Well, the system is very wholesome and thoughtful. And I have created a workplace where everyone must work very hard, but you work very smart. So it's not stupid hard where, I mean, I've worked in a lot of badly run kitchens where they never fix the appliances, or you're hunting around for the 1 1/4 cup measuring thing. And so I try to keep it clean and functioning and well equipped, and also the larger systems, like your paycheck is there on Friday at this time, and you know, the electricity bill is paid. I think, does that make sense? It's kind of like a healthy, wholesome place. There's a family meal every day for lunch and dinner at the same time, and it's reliable, and you know, it's functioning in that way. And there are some food things that I like very much that no one notices because they're quiet. And I think people come to Prune and they're like, 10 Bloody Marys at brunch, you know, and it's and they all come with a beer shot automatically. And I like some of the subtler things, like that we put licorice, double salt licorice on the check at the end of brunch, which is a very, very strong digestive. And that's smart and funny to me, but it's very quiet. And or we peel your soft-boiled eggs so you don't have to go through that thing of lopping off the top and getting bits of shell in your spoon. And I know these are quiet little
But there
things.
are the little touches that make it that special for the diners too, which is all part of the hospitality thing, which I think a lot of chefs forget. The front of the house, that whole experience. I mean, you can have great food, or you can have and a bad experience. You can have sort of food that was great, cooked well, simple, but have a great experience by just the people you're with and the hospitality.
I mean, some great restaurants don't have the greatest food.
No, but they're just when you go.
But the whole thing is there.
Do you eat out very much or not?
I go through spurts. You know, sometimes it's my obligation, I think, to go see what's going on in my city. And I do get asked all the time, where
I'm
should
not
we
going to
eat
ask
in New
you.
York?
And
so,
don't anybody dare ask that question. Crikey. Tell us about some of the new things coming up, though, too. Your the cookbook you're working on, and this food shop. Like, are you seriously doing that?
let's not talk about the shop,
Okay,
because
let's not
that's
talk
an
about the
idea I've had forever, and
That's down the road.
it's not
That's
even
20 years.
happening. I haven't put the effort into it, but if the real estate sort of fell into my lap and the investor,
Fell into your lap.
we could roll it out tomorrow, but but I don't pursue it at the moment. And the cookbook is
Is
only,
it a prune book?
Yep, it's only just sold, and I have a lot of anxiety about it. Actually, it's sort of
Why would you have anxiety about writing a cookbook?
well, I use salt, pepper, olive oil, lemon juice, and parsley, almost in everything. I'm like, this book is boring already, just thinking about. I mean, I'm sort of kidding, but when you are a salt and pepper cook, it's kind of a little unsure what it is you're going to write down in the cookbook. But the thing is, I think I'm just not going to even pretend to have anything to teach or say. I'm just going to share with you what we do, and you're welcome to it. If you want the Bloody Mary recipe, you can have it. This is how we do our, spatchcock chicken, or this is our vinaigrette, and you're welcome to it. And
that's a whole new thing, though, testing recipes for the home cook versus doing for a restaurant.
Yeah, we'll see. I have many conversations to have with my Random House editor, so
That's a whole other. We'll have you back and discuss how that
write
process
this
went.
for the home cook,
Yeah.
or is this cook to cook, or how are we going to do that? So it's still in the early phase.
Would you ever take bone marrow off the menu? Is it going to be, because there's some seminal things that are on your menu that your customers don't allow you to take off, and that's true for a lot of restaurants. So, do you find that? Do you kind of, oh, here we go again, or?
No, I like most of those things. We take them off when they sort of seem seasonally wrong. Like I don't really want to eat a big plate of marrow bones in August so much. And I hope you don't either.
No,
So.
definitely not.
But some people do.
Yeah, I want the dandelions at that point.
No, it's nice to have things. I like to eat in restaurants that way. It's nice to have things that you can rely on being there. And I have certain rituals. Every time I land in San Francisco, I always go to this one place and get this one thing, and I always go here and get this one thing. It's a way of knowing a city, I think.
And I think a lot of people do that. I think probably people here, when we go to New York, there's shops you want to go, and you just go, and it's a comfort thing too. Would you do anything differently with all your knowledge now in hindsight? Would you, if you were opening up a restaurant now, would you do it differently? Would you, because you do pay the bills, you do pay your staff, you do. I mean, those are seminal things that a lot of places have struggling to do.
I would have maybe not opened in a 115-year-old tenement building.
Yeah.
That is
And that's seriously, like,
a
you
health
would have-
department nightmare for me to constantly scramble to keep up with, and it's very hard to fight an old building like that, which never should have been a restaurant in the first place. So that's the only thing I would have done. But the location is so
Perfect.
It's really, the way it is fine.
Yeah, that's a good.
And now that I got the rats out and the human shit, it's much cleaner. It's really good.
I'm just looking at time here. If people want to think about a question, and please don't get up here and recite your resume and apply for a job at Pring.
Oh no, you can.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
And don't ask her where to eat out in New York City. No, I'm kidding. Tell us a little bit, though, while you're thinking about that, and if there is a microphone here, tell us about the title of the book, though. Blood, which you said equals family. But I'll let you describe.
Yeah, Blood, Bones, and Butter. The title came very quickly to me early on. I handle all of those things frequently, regularly in the average workday. It's not uncommon to have your apron sort of covered in blood and your hands in all these things. But they have connotative value for me. And blood, I thought of family and bloodline and clan, and bones, I guess, making one's bones and maybe a few bones to pick here and there. And then butter was supposed to kind of encompass all the creamy, sweet, good stuff of family and life and food. And I mean, I organized the book according to those 3 topics, but not so rigidly. I tried to have that flow, each thing through the entire book. I mean, even did a lot of word counting, like how many times does the word blood appear in the text, and
Really?
yeah, sort of mapping it out that way.
Do you think you'll ever write another memoir? I mean, you can never say never, right? But 20 years from now, again. I mean, do you like this process of writing? Did you enjoy this? I mean, you love words, you love educate, you love language.
Yeah.
I mean, it's obvious. So.
I love to write, and now that I've gotten a little bit of the hang of it, it's a lot funner. It was not fun in the beginning. I never meant to write a memoir at all. I was going to write some book of, fun, festive, celebratory essays about food or something. And what happened, though, is my life kept sort of getting on the pages and splattering in there. And then I would sort of erase it and get rid of it, and I would hand in the pages, but it would still, things would be alluded to. And I didn't want to write a memoir because through my entire education, I always heard of memoir as like what girls do, or the lesser of the literary genres, and that it's confessional and it's gooey and it's not real hard, muscly, lit. And so I was like, well, I don't want to be some gooey confessional girl. I want to be Hemingway, man, and I'm not writing a memoir, no way. And then finally my agent actually leaned across the table quite vexed with me at a meeting. She's like, you're writing a fucking memoir. Just get comfortable with it. I was like, okay. And once I admitted my lack of skill, I mean, I'm not kidding. Once I kind of got comfortable with the fact that I'm not as talented as I wished I was, and I was like, okay, I guess I'm writing the, power love ballad, gushy girl thing. I'm just going to do my best.
But it's more than that, which, I mean, as it says, an inadvertent education of a reluctant chef. I mean, that's a great subtitle, too. How did you write the book? Did you carve out chunks of time? How did you?
No, I stupidly, I wrote wherever I could. I wrote on the line. While cooking, we would put out the 6:30 crush, and then I would sort of write some things down that had occurred to me, and do it again after the 8:30 crush, and again at night, and I would let them sweep the floor, and I would go to the office and get a few more pages down. If there's such a thing as an original manuscript of this book, which there isn't really technically, but I do have this giant folder packed with the brown paper that we used to cover the tables at Prune, and I was writing in Sharpie, and they're all oil stained and covered in meat fat, and I'm like, oh my God, this is chapter 12, It's really funny to look back and see all the notes written down. But then for the real disciplined part of writing, the not sort of, where you puke it up onto the page and sort it out later, when you have to really sort it out later, I did that a lot at night. I would nurse the kids and let them snooze, and with the itty bitty book light, or just between the hours of sort of 2 and 4:30 in the morning, around there, when it's no phone, no nothing, and really hammered out that way.
Did you struggle with your editor? Was she?
No.
No?
She was great.
Like
she was very gentle, and she just asked questions in the margin sometimes, which I could either agree or answer or not. But I'll tell you, by the time I got to my editor, I had, I don't know if everyone knows this, but this book sold a long time ago for a ton of money, like a crazy, intimidating,
congratulations,
shit ton of money, and I blew it. I missed my deadlines not once, not twice.
Don't tell me.
But 3 times, and I got canned. But, I was intimidated, and I was also having babies, and it was just sort of everything that could have gone wrong did. But the humiliation of that, by the time my agent was great, and she's like, you don't miss a beat, and I'm just gonna sell this, and she did. She called me back in like 20 minutes. She's like, it's sold, don't worry. Okay, which was amazing. But by the time I came to the second round, no way was I gonna fail, and I also didn't need an authority figure anymore. So I had been submitting work hoping that the professor would like me,
right,
or that the editor would do the work and say, this sentence is a little long. It's like, duh. Why am I
Back-
waiting
yeah.
for someone else's? I don't do it in my own restaurant. When food comes down the pass, I'm not waiting for the customer to tell me that the dish is
Ready.
overcooked or too salty. It's like I recognize objectively what's going on the plate. And I finally brought that kind of adulthood to the writing project by the time we resold. So when I was submitting material, I didn't feel like a student. I was a peer. And I was appreciative of the second reader, so to speak, but
You had it all.
I was my own harshest
Do you still
editor.
write now? Do you still manage to, do you write every day? Because a lot of writers will say they have to write every day just to keep it fresh, to keep their hand in, so to speak.
Yeah, those are real writers, you know.
Well, do you keep a journal in? Do you
I
jot?
do. I'm
Yeah.
a chronic journaler. I always have a little book that I write things down.
Jot things down.
But I write when I can. I mean, that was the big problem for me writing the book, is that it's not my full-time job. I mean, it's really, I have a full-time job. So I didn't quite have all the muscles to do it, and I came up against a lot of technical problems that I didn't know how to fix. So
Well, we're thankful that you did manage to get through all that and three missed deadlines and all that sort of stuff. But
thanks.
thank you very much. I can't think of, I mean, we've covered a lot there.
Okay.
Gabrielle Hamilton, ladies and gentlemen. Please don't be so Canadian and not ask a question for. Oh no, here we go.
Oh.
Excellent question.
I'm just in the middle of reading My Life in France by Julia Child, and I just happened to notice that you have pearls on, and I'm wondering what the story of your pearls are.
My, my husband, my ex-husband, gave these to me when we were married, and I sat on the couch bawling my eyes out, because at the time, this was not me. And I was like, you don't even know me! Me? You're giving me pearls? Like, I should have like 8 piercings in my ear, or, I felt so invisible and erased by this gesture, and now I love
When I was coming here, we were in the elevator together, and I didn't even recognize you, so I feel like a schmuck, but at least I get to ask you. I quipped, sometimes you have to go down to go up, because the elevator was going to the basement before the second floor. Gabrielle, what's an example of maybe something in your life? You're clearly determined and ambitious and set a very high bar for yourself that you constantly meet, but what's maybe another anecdote that you could share with us when you faced adversity and you were suppressed, or you did go down and then you came up?
I think they happen kind of daily. These, I don't know what I'm thinking of right off the bat, but I'm guided a lot recently by just putting my head down and not, I guess as the Buddhists say, suffering future pain, and just staying right here and not worrying about how this is not going to work out or how bad this is going to hurt, or if you just sort of sit through the bad part, it'll end. Sorry.
No, thank you.
Good advice. Good advice.
Hi there.
Hi.
Anthony Bourdain said that that your book was probably one of the best memoirs of a chef, or some words to that effect. Do you kind of feel like maybe I read Kitchen Confidential. I just have gotten through Blood. Do you sort of see yourselves as sort of cosmic sort of soulmates? I mean, you're both kind of badass, and he kind of did some funky stuff when he was starting out. So and he's come to your restaurant. Like, do you sort of see yourself as sort of blood brother sister kind of thing, or?
He could be my brother. I often think of him as an older brother. We have a French parent in common. He grew up in New Jersey. I also have that. We came up in kitchens. He's probably 10 years older than I am, but right at the same. He cooked at a restaurant that I used to do a lot of coke in, as a 16-year-old kid, and which I didn't know him then, obviously. So we have had some interesting parallels. I actually never feel as badass as he wants me to be or makes me out to be.
You think he's as badass as he wants to be?
It's interesting. I don't know. In fact, when I was writing this book, many people said to me, "Oh my God, you're writing a kitchen memoir. Is it like the female Kitchen Confidential?" And I was like, I don't think so. I don't, I'm just going to write my own book.
Thank you.
Yeah.